Isolation is the highest form of punishment in prison. So why are so many men choosing it every single day? Brother, you weren't meant to fight your battles alone, especially this one against pornography. And if you're still trying to win this war by yourself, brother, you're playing a losing game. There's a loneliness epidemic in men today. The average young man has fewer close friends today than in any other time in recorded history. And in fact, 1 in 4 men under the age of 30 say they have 0 close friends, nobody to call on when in time of need. And since the 90s, we've seen male social connection has been on a rapid free fall. Relationships with men have been replaced by screens, porn, gaming, and false digital validation. Suicide is the second leading cause of men between the ages of 15 and 44. Andrew Huberman talked about this on a recent Huberman Lab podcast, Loneliness and Social Connection episode, that social isolation is as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Dr. Gabor Mate said that addiction is not about the substance, but it's about the pain, and the deepest pain is connection. And in the TED Talk, Everything You Think You Know About Addiction Is Wrong, Johan Hari said that the opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, but it's connection. So, brother, what I'm trying to speak to you here is that you are living in an addiction-fueled environment if you're living life alone. There's a need for connection. Now, how does this isolation fuel porn addiction? Well, we know that porn doesn't start with lust. It starts with connection and loneliness. You're seeking connection because you don't feel it in your life. Men use porn to numb pain, to escape boredom, and feel a brief moment of connection, even if they know that it's false. But here's the trap, because isolation breeds shame. Shame leads to relapse. Relapse depends on that shame, and thus the cycle continues. Without real accountability or brotherhood, there's no resistance. It's just indulgence and then regrets. Porn is the false intimacy that fills the void where your brotherhood and your relationships should be. Now, I opened up the beginning with a prison analogy that in the prison system, isolation is the highest form of punishment. What this leads to is psychological breakdown, sometimes hallucinations, aggression and emotional instability, and even suicidal ideation. But the truth is, man, most of us are doing this to ourselves. There's more people on the earth than ever before, yet most men feel alone. They've created these containers of environments and lives for themselves. They work alone, they live alone, they suffer alone. And then when it comes to trying to break free from these addictions, they go at it once again alone. Brother, you were never meant to be a one-man army. Even Jesus had a brotherhood of 12. Now, remember early on in my journey to recovery, how I felt connected. For years, I felt alone. I've been an entrepreneur that worked from home for 10 plus years. I was isolated. It was in those moments of isolation that I found my darkest, deepest moments. But everything changed in my life when I found brothers that I could do this walk with. It was through those connections, conversations, and acceptance that I began to find real freedom. I got connected into men's groups, into masterminds, into community, started to share my story with others. And it was through that I found freedom, but it was through my freedom that I found a bigger purpose for myself. And that's what led us to creating the Rebuilt Man. Brother, I wouldn't be here today without those men in my life. I wouldn't be free. I wouldn't be leading a movement of thousands of men if I had stayed in isolation. My life changed when I found brotherhood. And that's why brotherhood is the antidote to your addiction. You don't rise in isolation. You rise through relationships and connection. Real brotherhood, what you're seeking, should offer real accountability. It should be a place of encouragement and a place of challenge. You should be surrounded by men who see you, but won't let you stay where you are as average. True brotherhood becomes a mirror that reminds you of who it is you're becoming. That's why we've created the Rebuilt Man community, where we have regular daily check-ins, live weekly calls, coaching, support, challenges, and accountability. Men that are going through the same war and battle together. But more importantly, it's paired with a path and a plan of true transformation and recovery. It's not just about getting around and talking about our lives. It's about following a path of transformation to a higher self. This brotherhood just doesn't help you quit porn. It helps you become the man, my brother, that you were called to be. So if you're still trying to fight this alone, on your own, it's time to wake up. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just alone, and you don't have to be. I want to invite you inside of our school community. Get a full week absolutely free. No excuses, no hiding, brother, just results, real support, and freedom like you've never known before. If you click the link down there below in the show notes, or visit school.com, skool.com/reboot your life, you can claim your 7-day trial today. But know that this addiction is feeding itself. It's fueling itself inside of your isolation, and not until you step out and get connected through support, accountability, encouragement, and brotherhood will you begin to find your path to freedom. Join us in the Rebuilt Man School community today. Click the link down there below. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review this podcast as well. But brother, I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Coach Frank Rich, we love you. See you in the next one.